welcome back to The Price of Business here on Business Talk 1110. I am Kevin Price, and always glad to have my good friend Beth Guide on. Phenomenal. I consider her a thought leader when it comes to the whole area of search engine optimization. She, in fact, was doing SEO even before it had a name. In fact, what did they call it before they called it search engine optimization, Beth?
Why my site doesn't rank.
Why? And that's just too long of a name.
There's way too many letters. It didn't make any sense.
And seriously, but you were helping people do that, figure out how to make it rank even before they even had a name to it, and now it's become, in my opinion, kind of a shady industry. You got people who are unemployed. It's cheap to get a computer. I'm going to be your SEO expert. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but we'll both grow. At least my income will while I'm figuring out what I'm doing. And to have someone who's been doing this now since the 90s, really from almost the dawn from the commercial side of the internet, you've been doing this. It's phenomenal.
Thank you. I appreciate that. To your point about it, I had somebody call me 2 days ago. They said, I gave an SEO company $50,000 and my site's not ranking.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I can't even imagine having that conversation with somebody.
It actually made my heart drop just a little to hear that. And people need to ask a lot of questions. And the reality is that in my opinion, this may sound bad, but almost any business in that area that started after 2008, I would really do some tire kicking because it just seems like a low entry business. That's why someone would go into it. Low entry in terms of cost. Need a computer.
It's low entry, but what I find interesting about it is that just because the person on the other side of the desk sounds smarter, people think they are smarter. Doesn't mean that they really know anything. It's just that they know more than the person they're talking to. So
challenge your own knowledge.
Yeah.
Challenge your own knowledge. So, most of us who are trying to make a living, we don't become experts on this stuff. And so we're easily fooled. So I appreciate the fact that you help my audience stay, in the right stead with the best information, the most cutting edge, constantly changing. That's the thing about it. It's a constantly moving target. And so you got to have people who specialize in it, which I think is great. Beth Guide does that at SEO411.com. Tell us about your guest today.
Okay, I have an interesting guest today because I always try to think of how do we make business better and things. And I think there's a lot of us out there that have challenges in our own life that preclude us from running our business properly. And one of the things that we all seem to have are these aging and elderly parents that need a lot of care. And I know that I've had to find my way to balance the business versus home health care and how do I take them and still run my company. And I found two individuals today, over the course of who we meet with. It's called Medical Insights. And I felt like it was something that could benefit your audience because there's a lot of small business owners, a lot of CEOs whose time is eat up by running their business. But here's this responsibility hanging out in the background that seems to sometimes overshadow how efficiently the business is run. So that's why I asked them to come today. I think that there's a real value to what they bring, especially if you have, like I said, elderly parents or infirm parents that you can't really put in a nursing home or you don't want. There's alternatives out there. So I want to let you address that, Abby, yourself. This is Abby, and she is with Medical Insights, and she's going to explain to you what she does and how that this can fit with a business owner.
Abigail Micu.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. So Medical Insights, we're a home health agency located in the southwest part of Houston. And basically our patients are clients who stay at home. They are patients who we don't want to put them in hospitals. We don't want them to be institutionalized. Their caregivers are usually typically parents who are not able to have the time to spend with them and take care of them. So we take care of all of that for them. We send the caregivers, we send the licensed clinicians, the nurses, and the therapists so that you as a business owner can go out and take care of your business and having the peace of mind knowing that your parents are well taken care of at home.
Yeah.
And I think it's an interesting, because I think it's an epidemic that nobody really knows that's going on.
Oh, it's huge.
Because nobody can afford to put their parents in a nursing home.
I think it's now 2/3 of the population are baby boomers or older. And, and so you're talking about a rapidly growing population. I mean, I'm on the young end of the baby boom generation. I'm right at the very cusp of it, but it's incredible to see how much it's changing for those who are older than me. And there's still even some of the World War II generation and tons of the silent generation that are left. And so, and those in particular, obviously have a lot of needs.
Well, and that's where I think your organization fits in. Explain to them the difference between, because I think when you start to say home health and what is that, I think there's varying degrees of that, whether it be personal services, whether it be skilled services. Explain because I think you guys cover everything you possibly could need.
Okay, so I'll tell you about the different kind of services that we offer. We've got our skilled nursing department. So in that department, we have nurses that can go out to the home. We can send therapists that do physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy. And then we have another department. It's called our primary home care department. This is where we can send out, attendants, personal care attendants to the home to assist your parents with their daily living activities, such as bathing, dressing, feeding, grooming. And then we also have a home medical equipment department. So if any of our clients in any of those other two departments, the skilled nursing or the primary home care department needs assistance with medical equipment, we can deliver that equipment to the home. All of it is inclusive within our own agency. You don't have to shop around. You don't have to go to different places. You're not going to have to make trips to a medical equipment supply store. We can do it all for you so that you can focus on running your own business and have the peace of mind knowing that your parent is being well taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, this is crucial.
Yeah. And frankly, I hate to say it, but this is another one of those industries that can be fly by night.
Exactly.
You know, you got people just setting these things up overnight because, again, they can come to your home. They really don't need an office. They don't need anything to make them bona fide.
That's true. But also, I want to make the point that there are, so Medicare goes out and they survey you and they license your agency. But our agency is not just Medicare certified. We're also a CHAP accredited organization, which means that we operate at a higher level of standards than Medicare. Once you're a CHAP accredited, Medicare no longer comes out to your agency to relicense you because they know that CHAP has come out there to make sure that you're operating at a higher level of excellence than just the standard agency.
But what I'm saying is that you got so many people that are so desperate that they're not even getting even the most minimal endorsements or government approvals. They're, waiting for them to get busted, if you will. There's just so many of that type of thing out there. That's why you have to do a lot of questioning, a lot of it. And in fact, just in the last week, I've read a couple of stories, not in Houston, but in other parts of the country, where they've had to crack down on this
it's crazy, and that does happen, but we've been in business since 1986. My mom started this agency whenever I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember going on visits with her to these patients' homes, to where she would take care of them by herself, go and do the billing by herself. After that, we grew and we got CHAP accredited. So in terms of these other organizations that are having those kind of issues, you have us to go to.
Right, absolutely.
You will not have to worry about a fly-by-night organization coming to your home. We've been in business since 1986. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, that actually is my point.
There you go.
Yeah, so ask a lot of questions. If there's any area where you want buyer beware, this is that area. So getting someone with this kind of history, this kind of accreditation, I think that's absolutely crucial when you talk about the care of your loved one. No question about it. Pretty much getting closer to needing to wrap it up, but I do want to mention the website, medical-insights.com, medical-insights.com. Final thoughts from you there, Beth?
My final thoughts are, if you do have a parent and you start to get this type of a situation, make sure you get a good health agency. I'm going to say I'm recommending them based on everything that I've seen about their operation here.
That's what we're here for.
I think it's just really, there's so many pitfalls, and when you start to go down this road, it becomes a full-time job and your business suffers. So get somebody that can actually help you so you don't go out of business while you're trying to take care of your parents, because it's a real possibility in this day and age.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Beth Guy. She's with SEO411.com. Great contributor here on this program. Love her insights and her information. And Medical Insights. Thanks so much for being with us, Abby.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this important service to our listeners. And so I appreciate both of you being with us. Do want to remind you, of course, the best content here, which will include this interview, of course, can be found at the national news website, usdailyreview.com. Don't forget to like it on Facebook and follow it on Twitter. And we're going to have much more for you right here on The Price of Business right after this. Bye.